No, get out of here. That's
That's okay. That's okay.
Good afternoon. This is Deb Amlen for the New York Times, and welcome back to Heroes, Comedy Heroes.
Here's how magicians solve
Wow.
That's what we're doing. One of those, Elaine. Stay over.
We are going to be feeding Sam sugar and see how much it actually takes for him to convince his ability to solve. Right? This is science. We're doing this for science, Sam. Good afternoon. This is Deb Amlen for the New York Times, and welcome back to Crosswords Live. We are here today with a very special guest. The grid kid, Sam Ezersky, my normal solving partner, is out sick today, so we wish him very rapid recovery. Get better soon, Sam. But we do have Crystal Arroyo of the New York Times. Crystal is a technologist and what she calls a technology therapist. She basically lets those of us who write for the Times know that it's okay to push that button. And if it's not, she will come fix it. And she has never, ever, ever let me down in the 10 years I've been doing this. Welcome, Crystal.
Hi, thank you. I hope to never let you down going forward as well.
I don't think you will. You're the queen. You really are. Crystal, you and I have known each other at the Times for a long time, but you started an interesting Slack channel at work. It's called Crossword Nerds. Were you sort of giving a call out to all of the other crossword solvers at the Times?
I was also giving a call for help from the other crossword solvers because I was new to crosswords and getting a bit obsessed, but not knowing a lot of answers. So it was a way to sort of work together to get some answers.
I think that's terrific. I really do think that it's better when you solve together. It's just people say it's not a social activity, but I think it is. How did you come to solving?
It's actually one of my friends, Rebecca, was doing the mini, and this was during a lull at work. Not that we play at work. And
No,
I thought
we
that
don't
was
do anything like that.
no, but it was during a lull, and I was like, "Oh, this is so interesting," but I could never go bigger than the mini. And Caitlin Lovinger, who does the column
The weekend column
on the weekend, she said, "I bet you can." So
Aww.
I said, fine, I'll try. And I did. And it just sort of evolved from doing, okay, I'm going to just see if I can, to doing Mondays for a bunch of time, like many, many weeks, and then evolved into, I'm never going to do the Sunday because it's too big. And now 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock on Saturday, I don't go out, right? So 6 o'clock on Saturday, I'm just waiting for it to drop Sunday. Yeah. So that is how I started. Yeah.
That's awesome. So you went, and of course it's always best to start on the Mondays because that's the most straightforward, and you worked your way through the week. That's really incredible. How long would you say that took?
Probably about 3 months to just start at least doing them all, and then a lot of Googling at the start, and it was probably about 3 or 4 months before I got my first solve gold star, don't check anything. So yeah, let's say 3 months before I started getting through the week. Thursday was the hardest for me.
Sure.
Because I remember it was a rebus with the word ice in it, and I did not understand that. So I remember that. Yeah.
If you've never seen a rebus before, they're kind of shocking to encounter. We have a lot of people who have written us very, angry letters about, one square, one letter. And, you never know what you're going to get in the New York Times crossword. So we have a bunch of people who've joined us already today. David Scott Pierce is with us, who thought it was an excellent puzzle. Nicole Xavier says, hey, Deb and Crystal. Laura's been back with us. It's been a few weeks. Dave Mackey's with us and thought it was really neat. And Nine Bark Outfitters is with us. If you're out there, I know there's many more of you watching. Please feel free to put your guesses in the comments or just come say hi to us. We get very lonely here. And, let us know that you're out there. If you enjoy these streams, please share them with your friends, and hit the like button. Subscribe to New York Times Wordplay. I'm sorry, Wordplay NYT on YouTube, or NY Times Wordplay on Twitter. Jim Kim is with us. Wow, MS. Let's see. And Nicole Xavier says it's perfectly fine to leave Sundays incomplete. Does that make you
agree.
feel better?
I mean, I agree. Not for me. I need my gold stars.
Okay.
But I agree. It's fine to leave any day incomplete. But I have to admit, I'm a bit obsessed with the gold star now. This is something. It's been also a comfort during COVID to just like, this is my daily routine, my gold star. So
right. And,
yeah.
and then all's right with the world and you can move on with your day.
Yes. So
I get that. Well, today's puzzle, I think you're going to find very interesting. It's by Adam Wagner, who this is his 4th puzzle for the New York Times. I think he debuted with the Times in April and has had 3 other puzzles since then. So he's doing really well with us. And it's very interesting. If you notice the gray shaded stripe down the middle.
yes.
It's something's definitely going on there. I don't know. Isaac, can you highlight 7 down for me? Of course, we have our intrepid producer, Isaac, with us, as always. Shout out to Isaac. Hybrid creature of myth. Okay, well, how about 42 down? The same clue, hybrid creature of myth. Wow. Okay, well, we know we're dealing with a hybrid creature of myth, at least. How do you normally get started, Crystal?
I usually start at 1 across. I have different moods. Sometimes I will do all the acrosses. Sometimes I will weirdly have to make it a chain. And no, for no reason. It's just that day I don't want to touch anything unless it's touching another answer.
Okay.
But
you.
Yeah.
It's your puzzle. Solve it any way you want.
Okay, so for 1, big in ad speak, I'm gonna go with Mega. Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Right out of the box.
Can we scroll up on the down? Sorry, I think it's sort of a
Sure.
cool little. Oh, so 3 down. I wanna say get a room.
Cool it lovebirds. That was
Yeah,
good.
that would I can, my mother says that to me with my husband. So let's see. 32 across, I would say is ESO.
Okay. That and España. And we know that it's a Spanish answer because there's Spanish in the clue and that matches, right? Foreign language in the clue, foreign language in the answer.
I remember I reached out to you once. I don't remember what the language, but it was like I in something, and I did not understand because it's like the answer doesn't start with an I. What do you mean?
Right.
It took me, yeah. Did you have someone who wanted to give an answer? Do you want me to keep going?
We don't have any yet. We do have a question from 9 Bark Outfitters. What does it mean that the New York Times is dropping across light? Will we still be able to work the puzzles online as usual? We're not really going to be answering questions about across light in this stream, but I will tell you that the answer is yes, you will be able to solve online. There are many ways to solve online, including in our web environment and our apps. And if you have more questions about it, you can write to our care team at nytgames@nytimes.com. They will be happy to answer any questions that you have. Laura says that 5 across is, hi, Mom.
I think I just gave my mom a hi, Mom, didn't I?
Oh, yes.
9 down is mad. I remember those from my childhood in the 80s, all the mad
Mothers Against Drunk Drivers, absolutely.
Yes. So I think 21 across is Medicare.
I think you're probably right. Medicare. Lead into care would mean that we're looking for a prefix that would go before care. And Z has 33 across if you'd like the help.
Sure. I was not huge on Sex in the City, I'll be honest.
No, I wasn't either. But the character played by Sarah Jessica Parker was Carrie Bradshaw. So thank you for that, Z.
Thank you. So 30 down. Drano.
Liquid plumber alternative. Okay.
Yeah. With this hair, I need to know a lot about that kind of stuff.
Crystal is known for her blue hair at work, and it's fabulous. It really is.
It's so curly, and I need a lot of Drano. And then Lord of the Rings, Batty. I'm always a fan of that one.
Where are you?
43 down. I apologize.
Oh, that's
They are orcs. Orc. Singular.
Yes. Singular clue, singular answer.
Exactly. What's 50? Live well. GNC.
Right. Live well, Sloganeer.
And
some of these you just know, right?
Yeah.
You just do. Some of them are outside your wheelhouse, but you do the ones that you know first, and you skip over it's like taking, well, I don't want to compare it to a test because it's really not. It's a game, but it's like the way they advise you to take a test. You skip the ones you don't know and come back to them.
Yeah. I will say that with my the way I also do this is I take a lot of notes. I have a list of about 700 words. So that I copy when I do this to say, okay, this may come up later. So some of these I know because I've written them down and come back to them so much that now they're in my head. But it is a long.
You are serious.
I am. I get a little serious.
Okay.
Anyone else have anything they want to throw in that I keep?
Absolutely. Laura says 53 across his tout.
Cool.
Okay, to talk up. Edward Badaluca has some advice. I try to do the ones I know and typically end up with 3 answers. Aw, you know what though? That's okay.
Yeah.
Once you've written one answer into the puzzle, you're in.
Yeah.
You're in. The only thing you have to do after you've got your 3 answers, your 3 gimmies, is to expand on that. And you'd be surprised. You know, it really does help. Or put the puzzle down and come back.
I do that all the time. I do that. You come back and the answer jumps out at you without even reading the clue sometimes.
Isn't that wild? I love the way the brain works.
I do. And with the one, as you're saying, sometimes I consider it, I think of it as sort of like a little scratch. And then, you know, I get the next part of it and just scratching a little more at it's like taking a nail out of a piece of wood that you're having trouble with. I don't know where I get these images from, but it's what I get.
Suddenly we're doing carpentry idioms.
Yeah, sorry.
Analogies. Now where Isaac is now, Marilyn Johnson and Nicole Xavier both say that would be Bertolt Brecht.
That is going on my list. That is going to go on the word list.
Okay.
I do not have that one. Sorry, I'm just trying to see what's on the screen. What is 66 across throat malady? I would say that is strep.
Yeah, I think that's probably going to be right. Now, do we have enough to try to see whether we know any of the gray shaded ones? These hybrid.
Yeah. I think so. So yeah, 42 down hybrid. I mean, the only that would be Centaur.
Yeah.
I'll half like your writing
horse, right?
Yeah, sorry.
That would be the hybrid.
Also, good you're writing, because also the problem I have is when I misspell things, you know, and then you come back and that's the thing.
That's okay. Do you? We have another one from Laura who says 54 down is Obies.
Yes.
Which I thought this, you know, Obie is the official, you know, waist tie of the New York Times crossword because it's just in there so much. But I love the clue for it today. They might be tied using a taiko musubi or drum knot.
Yeah.
Today I learned, you know, I didn't even know that was a thing. I thought they were all tied the same way, and I really didn't even know what a drum knot was. So I love that.
I do too. I like I said, that has been on my list with different different clues, but it's just so innovative, all these clues.
Yeah.
I love when there's
I'm sorry. It's got to be. It's a real shout out to the editors because you have to imagine that after editing thousands and thousands of puzzles and seeing Obi in a majority of them, you're desperate to come up with a fresh clue.
Yeah.
And that's pretty fresh.
Yeah. I want to say 63 across, which was on the screen earlier, is Izuku. No,
Isuzu.
Isuzu. Thank you.
Very
See?
good.
And I probably would
Now,
have put the Z right there on where the S is. So
Marilyn Johnson has 7 down if you'd like help with that.
Sure. Anytime.
She says that hybrid creature is a mermaid.
Cool.
Okay, so we got a mermaid and a centaur, and we don't really know why they're there yet,
Yeah.
but we're going to figure it out.
Yeah.
Let's see. Marilyn agrees with Isuzu. 9 Bark Outfitters says 40 across is went cold.
Oh, cool.
Stopped producing new leads as an investigation. Wow. Yeah, the trail went cold.
41 down would be TV guest.
Yeah, look at that. That's an interesting pattern of letters. You would not expect to see TVG in a crossword puzzle, but that's pretty cool.
Sometimes I read these wrong, and I would have read interviewee as interviewer, and wonder why it wasn't host. That's the little things that get me. That's the tiny things. And what is 59?
Let's see.
That would have to build out with 58 across. So
yeah.
Before the bottom half of 42 down, he's arguing after something has been decided.
So before the bottom half of centaur, would that be tor?
I like it.
Well, we don't know. We'll come back to that.
Yeah. So 55 down, time is up.
Yeah, very good. Let's see. Did we do 48 across? Nicole Xavier is saying that's omit.
48. Oh, I was okay. Yeah, I see it now. Yeah, there we go.
Leave out, omit.
Yeah,
so it's funny because Thursday can be tricky, but some of the clues are very straightforward, and those are the ones you want to go for because while you scan the clue list, because you'd be surprised. People know so much more than they think they do, and they don't give themselves enough credit for it. Let's see. MS says they rushed and put Pegasus on 7 down, so you can imagine I was confused for a while. Yeah, I can see that.
So I would say I do this too, where you fill in half. Like I would say that the first half of 37 is mom, and then I'll do that.
Certain protective parent. Colloquially.
Yeah. I mean, I could be wrong, but sometimes I'll do that because it helps with the ones across. But
yeah. Let's see. Apt rhyme for lumberjacks.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
I mean, ox. It doesn't.
You might be in the right neighborhood. Z thinks it's tiger mom, but I don't think we have enough letters for that.
Also, the G would get in the way, but I want to say 38 down is axis.
Is what?
Axis.
Left component, axis, yes.
Yeah, which would mean, I don't think ox is what we're going for. I want to say axe is what we're going for.
So I think so.
I'm gonna take away mom.
Yeah, well, we don't know yet. It could be it could be a protective parent. Hi, Eric, warm regards to you too. And he says the 52 across is Ren. MC Ren of NWA.
Thank you, because I would have to build that out.
The only reason I knew that, and I will say that we talk about wheelhouses. This is not something I would normally expect to see in my wheelhouse. However, I used to be married to a guy who owned a recording studio, and NWA recorded there when they were first coming up.
That's cool.
So there you go. You never know what's in there.
That's the kind of question I probably go to my husband for because he's really good at that. But I only go to, like, we do the puzzle together and it's fun. Okay. But like sometimes he tries to help me. I'm like, it's mine. Don't come near it. Like I want the win. It's my win. But then other times I'm like, will you help me with this? Well, we don't
want to be, responsible for any marital strife.
No, but that's the kind of thing where I probably, he's really good at music clues.
Yeah, well, I do that too. I go to my kids for video game clues.
Yeah.
I go to my husband for sports clues. I mean,
Yep.
it's, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the
I
ones
want
I don't know.
to. I want to say that 39 down is let's.
Where are
Let's.
you? 39 down?
Sorry. Yeah. Sounds like a plan.
Sounds
Let's
like a
do
plan.
it.
Let's do that. Now, excuse me. Nady Webb says something is Axel. I don't know. Nady, if you can, just please repost that with the number and the direction. Oh, Isaac is indicating to me that it could be that eastern corner. Yeah, we have Axe crossing Axis, which I just noticed. That's really interesting. Nady says 62 across is Beta, and Nicole Xavier agrees
Oh
with
yeah.
her.
Beta release.
Pre-release. Yeah. There you go. Right. And Laura says 55 across is IMDb.
Oh yeah, I go there a lot. See,
Yeah.
that's a good clue. That's an interesting
It's
clue where
really
you
good.
might search for a lead. I would not. I use that site all the time, and I wouldn't think of that.
No, because it's not a clue that you take at face value. It's a question mark clue. And for those of you who are just getting started, the question mark clues are wordplay. It's a pun or some sort of misdirection so that you have to think about what else the clue could mean. Not what you think it means, but what else it could mean. In this case, where you might search for a lead sounds like you're looking for leads like the trail that went cold, but that's not the kind of lead they're talking about, is it, Crystal?
No.
They're talking about, I'm sorry, they're talking about a movie lead.
Yep. That's a good. I really like that one. Sometimes you
Yes,
just get
very
that one
clear.
that you're like. I want to say 51 down is so 51 down GMA for Good Morning America.
Yes.
Initials.
Now, I'll tell you, if you ever want to complain about not getting enough indicators that something is an abbreviation, here's a clue for you. We've got two, three actually, if you count TV.
Yes. 51 across is class, Crystal class.
See right through it, Crystal, right. We have, and Marilyn Johnson agrees with you. Eric Shore says 42 down is Haribo. I'm sorry, he says 45 down is Haribo.
Yeah,
right.
I've had the gummy bears, but it's like
the gold bear
bag.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yummy stuff. Just stay away from the sugar-free ones. My God. Okay.
Like a sugar-free.
I linked to the Amazon reviews for the sugar-free ones if anybody wants a laugh and wants to go down an Amazon review rabbit hole. Okay, so Nine Bark Outfitters has 37 down. If you'd like to try it again, do you know what
37.
it is?
I think I do, but let's let Nine Bark do it. I think I get it because it's
very generous. He said it's Mama Bear.
Yes.
Which is great. Yeah. Let's see. Nicole Xavier, 48 down. She says it's old dog. Hard one to teach in a saying.
And then I 67 across. I don't know that one yet. So what is
graph component?
I want to see so 64 across Oahu. I want to say
oh
that,
yes,
right?
Isle known as the gathering place. It's Oahu in Hawaii.
And if that wasn't there, I would have said that 60 down was eel, but it would be ahi then, because I always go with eel, you know.
Yes. And a lot of the times it is eel.
Yeah, that's what it's
until you get that H in the middle.
And then 61 down would be a dud.
Yep. Which gives us grid at the bottom, graph component. Very good. Look at this. We're almost halfway done. Now, here we go. Before, this is a revealer. We've got a few of them in this puzzle today. Before the bottom half of 42 down, keeps arguing after something has been decided. Now, that looks to me like the entry is going to be beats a dead blank.
Yes.
Well, so if you keep arguing after something has been decided, and we all know people like that, you would say that they are beating a dead what?
Horse.
And
You know.
now that would go before the bottom of a 42 down, before the centaur, which is a man on the top and horse on the bottom.
Yep.
So what you're doing is you're taking this idiom, beats a dead horse, you're putting beats a dead before the bottom half, which is a horse, and that gives you beats a dead horse. Oh,
So,
let's see. Edward Betaluca has his hand raised. Yes, Edward. Nicole says she loves how this is full of animals. Yes, I like that too. I thought that was really good. But that's a really interesting thing. So we're basically, what we're doing is we're using the parts of these mythological animals or beings to complete some fairly familiar phrases.
yes.
That's
Okay,
really
so
neat. Let's see what else we can do with this. Where would you
once
like
you
to
get
go
the
now?
theme, it's wonderful. I
Oh,
apologize.
yeah.
That's always a great moment too. That moment
Oh,
where
yeah.
you figure out exactly what they're thinking. So 65 across funk. I kept looking at this thinking it's like a music thing, but that it's not. It's funk. It's literally odor. Like it's
Yes,
usually
it's a literal thing. Edward says, "Oh, sorry, you said people won't let an argument go." That's me.
no.
Oh, I think you're
Oh.
being a little hard on yourself, Edward. Charlie Larson agrees that it's odor, and Akshat Chaturvedi's got Haribo as well. Good job. Nady Webb agrees with odor. Let's see what else we've got here. Kicks things off.
My first thought is begins, and so that doesn't fit there, obviously.
No, you don't see a
yeah.
lot of HB
No,
words in English.
Yes, this is the
Silly.
thing that I'd have to fill out. But 35 down is use. That was bucolic beasts.
Yes, ewes, female lambs. I mean, female sheep. Sorry.
Yeah.
Aaron Schneider. I'm sorry, Aaron Shoulder. Sorry about that. So if you want to leap up to the top, 15 across is opera, and 6 down is IPO. Wow.
There's a Grammy category for operas. I didn't know that.
Apparently, why not? You know. Let's see. City sieged by Joan of Arc.
Would be Old Orleans, right? Old Orleans, not
Yeah,
New Orleans.
not New Orleans. Very good. Yes.
So 26
It says
across
that in the history books.
Does it really?
No.
Oh, and bucolic call. I like that. That's sort of in the same puzzle. So that would be bad. I get confused sometimes when it's like wah versus bad. Like
Yeah,
that.
I'm never sure how to spell it, but I usually get it from the crossings. Akshat Chaturvedi says 59 down is C, which I think we got already. Philosopher Motzi.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, I kind of joked in the today's wordplay column that, you know, we don't know a lot about him, but he apparently had a thing for bread. And that's a lot funnier if you're Jewish, because the over bread is called the motzi.
Gotcha. Oh, okay. You know, he might be on my list, but I'm not going to be looking at my list right now. But he might be on the list, you know, of my 700 words.
People had a problem with it because in other sources, his name is spelled differently. It could be spelled M-O-Z-I, M-O-T-Z-U, T-S-U. But in this puzzle, it was spelled M-O-T-Z-E.
22 down.
Ooh, hand up if you put in kale at first.
That's my original thinking is kale.
Yeah, I didn't have Bradshaw, but I did have the K at the first position there. And Charlie Larson did one better than me, though. He said kiwi.
Oh, I would not think of that at all. That's got to be a very sweet drink, right?
Yeah, but I mean, kiwis can be a tad tart, but it should be really good. Follower of Christmas or Easter?
Island.
Right, there's a Christmas island and an Easter island. We're not necessarily talking about something that's, you know, a holiday. We could be talking about the islands. Laura says 34 across is camera.
I see that flashpoint.
That was a
Question
good
mark. Question mark.
right? Because if you have a flashpoint, it's, I don't know. It's not that, but what we're talking about in this clue, because it has a question mark, is the point at which you might see a flash, and that comes from the camera.
Yep.
Love it, right? Let's see. Nine Bark Outfitters put in kale as well. Laura wanted to. Dave Mackey got kiwi right away. Well, hoity-hoy, Dave. Emma, oh yes, MS agrees it could be kale. And Aaron Shoulder says 5 down is howl.
Howl. I get that. Yeah.
Or laughter, yeah.
It's murder. 20 across would be able.
Yep, absolutely. And that was something else I learned. I did not know that was, something that had something to do with the Islamic faith. That was a great little factoid.
I wouldn't know that either. I'm just that my limited knowledge of like first murder kind of thing.
Yeah. Let's see. Natanya says 24 across is April.
What is the clue? I'm sorry. When the
lurid meteor shower typically peaks. Today I learned, that it peaks in April. Marilyn Johnson is far ahead of us and says that 45 across is hole covers. Now look at that clue. After the top half of a 42 down, circles around the block. So we have this is good on a couple of levels. First, you have to figure out what the top half of a centaur is. And it's not cent, it's not the top half of the word, it's the top half of the being, which is a man. And then you have to figure out this punny clue, circles around the block. And we don't mean driving, we don't mean circling the block in a car, we mean literal circles on the block, which are manhole covers.
That's a good one.
That's a
good
real
on you forgetting
one,
that.
Yes.
That's a good which would make 46 down open. Like the opening act, I guess, kind of thing.
Yeah, open. Very good. Very good. Laura says, I learned a thing. That's what this is all about. I'm so happy. Dave Mackey says April was another lucky guess. MS says themed entry and a question mark clue. Yeah, absolutely. That blew my mind too. Nicole Xavier says, this is clever. It really is. It really is. I enjoyed this one. Now connect with.
Well, going across, I want to say that's apish. So then we get the I.
If you're silly.
And then link to.
Oh, yeah. If you connect to something, you're linking with it. And that would be inky, stained in a way. But what that would be, your maneuverable in nautical lingo. Okay. Today I learned.
Yeah, I thought that was just something pirates say. Like, I didn't know that actually that's a thing. Yeah. Also, when you say with 56 across and you say stain, I kind of want that to be etch. I mean, obviously, I kind of feel like. But then
etching is more scratchy. It's more digging things out. So we have pretty much figured out the centaur.
Mm-hmm.
That was really interesting. Now we have to figure out the mermaid. And Marilyn Johnson agrees on link to this one before the wait, go back. Before the bottom half of a 7 down, tipple and then some. So what's the bottom half of a mermaid?
Fish.
A fish, right? Because she's half woman, half fish. So if you, before the bottom half of it, we have to figure out what this phrase that goes before fish means, and it means tipple and then some. So what would you say?
I do know tipple is about drinking.
Yes.
I do know that. I feel like that's a very old term that I know
it is
watching TV Land type of show. So, so you would drink like a fish.
Yes, drink like a fish. And, way to go on making me feel old, Crystal.
No, stop.
That's okay. Tipple's an old word, right? Yes, absolutely. Okay,
it's a word I knew. It's a word I knew. Don't feel old. I knew it.
So we've got one of them. Now we have to figure out what goes with the top half.
Yeah.
And Nicole Xavier agrees on drink like Marilyn Johnson agrees. After the top half of a 7 down, sophisticated lady. Well, the top half of a mermaid is
A woman.
a woman. And so this would go after woman.
Woman
But it would mean woman of
the world.
Woman of the world. Look at us.
18 down, by the way, is the other type of sushi bar choice eel. So I would not have been wrong with that.
Where are you?
18 down. That is eel, because I said I always want to put eel. It is.
And you've got ahi and eel.
Yeah.
2 fish for the price of 1.
Yeah.
Now, Nicole Xavier apparently watched Game of Thrones because she got 31 down.
Okay.
The the Cowls, like Khal Drogo.
Yeah.
I believe that was his name. And then we've got, what was the crosser there with the A? No, the crosser. Savage animal.
Savage.
Okay. I think that gives animals a bad name. And Marilyn Johnson agrees on Woman of the World. What else have we got? Let's finish this off. A lot of people had trouble with this one. A rubbish receptacle. Laura, you are in England. Tell me if you knew what 4 down was. If you're still watching. Aaron Shoulder, in the meantime, says 25 down is pizza, which is the plain Praetorian and pizza, yes, which is funny. And 24 down is, this broke my heart a little bit. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Tessa the D'Urbervilles. That, I thought this was a Trebek clue. I'm sorry. Is Alec. And Laura said, I knew bin, but ash bin was new to me. Yeah, absolutely. I've heard it called a dustbin. Now, can we go back to 4 across? Rubbish receptacle. Rubbish is a Britishism for garbage. So it's a hint. Even though they're both English, one is British, we're referring to British English in this clue. So a rubbish receptacle, we would call a bin of some sort, because that's more British than can. And MS said I had ash can for a bit. That was a little confusing.
That would be me. I would do ash can.
Yeah. Let's see if we can finish off the top left corner. This was disturbing, I have to tell you.
Yeah, I see it's elf, because that's the only thing that really fits, but that went, I wouldn't get that. That's
honestly, the pole is at the beginning, because that's what we call a veiled capital clue. It refers not to a pole dancer, but someone who works at the North Pole. And now all I can see in my head are elves pole dancing, and that's really disturbing.
I appreciate your mind. I do.
Yes. Hope Morgan also said elf, and said I did too.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I'm not the only one. Let's see if we can get that crosser there.
That would be elves, but I would automatically think like if without elf, I'd probably say something like aces, or like I want to think like the first pick in a football draft or something like that.
Exactly, and that's how we get you. That's definitely misdirection. We're not talking about draft picks in sports. We're talking about your choices when it comes to the draft at a bar. And so those would be ales. And that gives us Mao, which I didn't know. I really was not familiar with the renminbi, which is a Chinese currency. The yen is actually used in accounting and finance, but the everyday currency is called renminbi. I had to look that one up.
I'm learning stuff.
Yep, there you go. And Hope agrees that it's Mao. Let's see. We have 1 corner left. Come on, let's bring this one home.
I'm gonna skip 11 right now. There's not enough letters for that.
Okay.
But going across, that would be skeet. The only thing I know about shooting stuff. And 10 down would be overtime because there's only 3 periods in hockey, correct?
Right, but it's OTs because it's a
OTs.
plural
I
clue.
apologize. Yeah.
That's okay.
So what's 10 across?
Miss
No.
Blank regrets.
Nope.
A very grisly jazz standard about a woman who goes on a date and regrets it.
Oh. So a 12 down would be I agree.
Seconded. Yeah, I agree. Laura says 13 down is Sparta.
Cool. Thank you.
Rival of Athens. Very good. Marilyn, Millie Casses, Hope Morgan, and Nine Bark Outfitters all agree that 10 across is Miss Otis regrets.
Oh, it's a name of the person.
It's
Got
the
it.
name, yes. And honestly, it's a really interesting song. I put a link to the YouTube video on today's wordplay column if you want to give it a listen. Sport shooting variety. We've got a twin clue here.
That would be trap.
Good guess. Yeah, absolutely.
I also want to say Otis, I'm usually used to being like the elevator.
Exactly
company.
right. But I think this again was an example of wanting to find a fresh clue, wanting to get out of the elevator, so to speak.
And then Sega.
Yes.
I hear the word Sega and I automatically hear the song when it would turn on when I was a kid. When we put it
Do you
on.
hear Sonic or?
It would be Sega,
Sonic
like it was this thing. And then you name dropped earlier Trebek, didn't you? With 24
yes,
down.
I was it. A host of answers. We did it. Now,
I love that sound.
yes, and much love to Alex Trebek, even though he's no longer with us. He was a very good friend of the New York Times Crossword, and so is Jeopardy, to be honest. Let's take a quick look at this puzzle. This was really good. Adam Wagner gave us 2 hybrid mythological beings, a mermaid and a centaur. And he came up with, and not only did he come up with them, but he was able to make them symmetrical because things have to be symmetrical in puzzles. In the mermaid, after the top half of a 7 down, which is a woman, sophisticated lady, which is the real clue here. Sophisticated lady tells you what this is going to be. Well, the top half of a mermaid is a woman, and so after that would be of the world to give us the woman of the world, sophisticated lady. Then we go down to the before the bottom half of a 7 down, tipple and then some. So to tipple and then some is to get very, very drunk, and the bottom half of a mermaid is a fish. So that would be drink like a fish. And then for centaur, we have, let's see, after the top half of a 42 down, circles around the block. Toughie. Real toughie, because you had this misdirected clue on top of everything else. Top half of a centaur is a man, and the answer is manhole covers. And then the bottom half of a centaur is a horse, and the idiom is beats a dead horse. So we have both a hybrid, a male and a female hybrid being there, giving them equal time, and really fantastic idioms that are completed by the various parts of these hybrids. I think that was really cool.
I love it. Also, you have to really, really read the clues for these very well, really good, because they're sort of like top of the bottom or top of the down, and so that adds a little extra, oomph to it. I just think this is it's a wonderful puzzle, and it's fun, and it's one that you kind of, as I said, you scratch out a bit.
Yeah, and whether you found it hard or found it easy, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you had a good time solving it. I thought it was a lot of fun. Did you have fun solving it?
I had a great time. It's fun to solve it, as you said, with people. I like that, getting answers from other people, and
well,
thank you.
it can spark conversations like the one we're having. You know, we get to talk, we get to chat. And also, you know, because of COVID, I haven't seen you in a very long time. So it's nice to do this with you and see you again. And honestly, you know, your wheelhouse may be different from my wheelhouse. And so together, my philosophy is we make one good brain.
Yeah,
Right?
no, I totally agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So I'm so glad that you could join us, and thank you for solving with me.
Thank you for asking me.
I hope you'll come back at some point. Nicole Xavier says, thanks, Deb and Crystal. Great solve, everybody. Nine Bark Outfitter says, thanks, guys. Good puzzle. Hope Morgan had fun. Millie said it was tricky. It was. That's what Thursdays are for. But you know, if you are having trouble with this, join us on Mondays. We do the same thing, except we do a Monday puzzle and we slow this down and explain some of the rules behind the clues so that people who are new to solving can learn tips and tricks that will help them become better solvers. We do this again, same place, 1 p.m. Eastern, but on Monday. I hope you'll join us. Once again, please give us a like if you're watching on YouTube or any of the other platforms, and subscribe, tell your friends, please share. I want to thank you very much. Thank you for being here, Crystal.
Thank you.
And we're wishing you a